From the Torch Club in the heart of scintillating, scenic, and recently saturated downtown Sacramento, welcome to Creativity in the Capital from Solving Sacramento. Thank you so much for packing out the Torch Club for the second one of these that we've done in a row. It's so great to see live music. It gets the support that people say it should. And actually seeing people come out at 5 o'clock on a, what is this, Tuesday? So thank you. Thank you very much for making the scene the place that it is. And thanks to the Torch Club for hosting yet again. My name is Nick Bruner. Oh, please, absolutely. I'm sorry. I've stepped all over the applause for the Torch Club. Here's the torch. My name is Nick Bruner. I am thrilled to be on stage with this next group of musicians who are fine gentlemen in their own right. And I'll bring them to you now. Miles Taylor on saxophone. Patrick Hennigan on guitar. On keys, Joey Archie. Keenan Jackson on bass. Jay Myers on the drums. Your vocalist, Xavier. Ladies and gentlemen, the Cosmic Roots, let's hear it. Let's talk about the Sacramento scene, gentlemen. First of all, thank you very much for not only being a part of it tonight, but, you know, putting your heart into it every time you get up on the stage. I've seen you a couple of times. Energizing to watch. Sacramento. And anybody can take this, by the way. So we're not the Bay. We're not LA. What, to you, is the state of the scene here? How does it feel to participate in it? And just give me a sense of what's going on at this time of recording.
Well, for myself, again, Miles Taylor, good evening, everybody. Thank you all for being here this evening to rock with us tonight. So as far as the music scene out here in Sacramento, you know, I've been really blessed to be around a lot of great musicians out here specifically. You know, Joey and I actually co-founded a big band out here as well called Vibe Street Band. And, you know, for me, that really means a lot because it's really the culmination of a collective of musicians out here in Sacramento who all collectively said yes to a movement, you know, something that me and my brother decided to start. And, you know, they said, you know, we believe in this movement too. And so with no questions asked, they all just, you know, got up and were willing to vibe with us. So I really feel like the state of the scene here in Sacramento is collaboration.
It's a sentiment I got when I was talking with the Lab Rats the last time we did this. So I'm pleased to see that's continuing with you guys. And it comes across. I mean, you do a lot of collaboration within bands yourselves, right? Is there anybody like who have you been like really stoked about to collaborate with? Have you got the opportunity to do, and who would you like to work with in the future that you haven't yet? Anybody can take this again, by the way. Feel free to jump in.
Well, we got Patrick in the group now, so yeah, give it up for Patrick. Let's go. Yeah.
I would say for me, I've been very fortunate to have worked with a good amount of different artists from the Sacramento music scene, notably the Philharmonic, who was just the Tiny Desk winner this year. But I think in terms of us, I would definitely like to work with more like guest vocalists for sure. We have a lot of talented vocalists in the music scene who are also a part of Vibe Street as well. So that would be my answer.
So Joey, while you still have the mic, so you also play in Lab Rats.
Yes.
And what's going on in your mind when you play with Cosmic Roots that keeps those ideas, those sounds separate and unique to each band?
I think it's the approach to each band. Like with Lab Rats, like we originally started as trio, so I'm thinking totally different when it comes to trio versus playing in the context of Cosmic Roots, where I'm really supporting what Miles is doing, supporting what Alex is doing, and sometimes also contributing, with trumpet from time to time. So it's just a different way of trying to support and lead each group, essentially. So,
is there a spirit of improvisation around the same to you between the Lab Rats? Because I feel like it's almost a little more structured by nature of having more members in this band. But that's just me from the outside.
A little bit, and that's mainly because I'm thinking with trio brain. So, trio piano, I'm essentially operating in two roles. I'm holding down the chords and also playing the melodies and also soloing. While in here, we have Miles holding it down. We have now Patrick holding it down, which really opens up a lot more for me. Being able to comp or, choosing to just lay out or, comping for Alex.
We pass the mic over to Keenan. A question from Keenan. Hey, Keenan. So you also play the talk box, is that right? In addition to the bass?
Yes, sir. Yes,
okay,
sir.
so it's such a unique sound. It's so distinct. You know exactly when you hear it. What is the most ridiculous, goofiest thing that you've said through the talk box that wound up working?
Baby shark, do 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 do.
Get out of here.
I have a 2-year-old son. Shout out to Sebastian Jackson. He'll be 3 in January. And he's fascinated by the talk box, surprisingly. Every time I'm in there practicing or trying to talk box, he comes in there and he's trying to play on the keyboard, and then he's trying to take the tube and put it in his mouth and do the thing. Now, mind you, he's my son, so I let him do it. And so now since I let him do it, he's trying to do it every time and expect the same thing. So, yeah, it'll be Baby Shark.
Well, wait till he, I can't wait till he figures Zapp's more bounce to the ounce. If that's gonna
Right.
You've spoken a little bit about how you and Jay are so often on the same page, especially where drumming is concerned. Yeah. Where do you two? The sense I got from what I saw on your Instagram profile was that you two were in like lockstep all the time. Yeah. I'm curious about where you two, as the rhythm section, differ, and whether you worry about resolving that or how that shapes your sound.
How we differ. Like you're asking how we don't see eye to eye, or like
yeah. You don't see eye to eye.
I don't think we don't. Yeah. I don't think we don't. This is my brother, and I cut his hair. I cut a lot of these guys' hair, and so
Tis true.
Yeah. So I don't see it being different. I see it as trying to understand. If I don't understand why he's playing the pocket slower than usual, then I try to understand. Maybe we're just laying it back. Yeah, it's just understanding. Me and Jay have a relationship to where we pull up each other and talk to each other about anything. So when it comes to music, it's not that hard to understand when it comes to music. Okay. You know what I mean?
Jay, you have anything to add to that?
Yeah, honestly, great response. Hello, people. Yeah, very good point when it comes to communication, because even if there is a time in the music where we may differ, if he's playing more of a slap bass and I'm playing more of a 4 on the floor, straightforward, even if they don't mix per se, there's been times where either he'll look at me, I'll look at him, and we can tell something has been off, and it's like, all right, let's kind of meet in the middle to find out where that sound should be for the music. But overall, I feel like it's definitely just serving the music, making sure that what we're doing as a collective and individually as a band is working not only for us and as a group, but as for the music overall.
And I understand you're not the only drummer in your family either. Your uncle was also a drummer. Is that Frankie? Is that right?
Yes.
Talk to me a
the
little bit
Honorable
about
Uncle Franklin.
Please tell me about his influence on your want to play the drums and where you comes to just his influence on you.
Man, super big influence. For those that don't know, I come from a super small town. I had maybe 70 people in my town, maybe about 15 people in my graduation class. So my choir director taught my mom, taught my aunt, knew everybody, super small town. But he was literally the first person I ever seen playing drums. I started playing at the age of 2 in my grandmother's church. He had 8 fingers on his right hand, but he still was like our drummer, would hold it down every show.
That's Uncle Franklin.
Yeah. Yeah, so he tragically got ran off the road by a semi. I believe this was like 2004 or 5. So ever since then, I feel like I have been the one to carry that torch because, I've been playing drums ever since then. And whenever I do sit down at the drums, I make it a point to try to honor him.
Oh, that's lovely. That's lovely. Xavier, I'd like to talk to you a little bit about styles of music.
Yeah.
that kind of go into making what the Cosmic Roots do. Jazz, funk, hip hop, these are all referenced online when you talk about the music that you all create. I'm curious, I'd like to know about some formative albums or an album that really spoke to you growing up that kind of helped push you in the direction that you now follow.
Oh man, I can go for days for that. Honestly, you already know Voodoo by D'Angelo, 100% kind of changed my perspective on not only just soul music but music period, and just like how much it can, I don't know, like how impactful it can be. And it kind of taught me how, because D'Angelo put his heart and soul into that album, and it just showed me that vulnerability is a strong thing, like to put everything out there. And like, especially when it comes to songwriting and really, having the audience feel what you're saying and what you're singing and feeling at the time. It can resonate with a person's everyday struggle, or, just even when they're succeeding, the highs and the lows, So Voodoo was very important. Outkast, Equiminize, very important to me. Sly and the Family Stone, there's a riot going on. Funk and Teleki, Parliament. Like I can really go on and on about albums that really fit us.
But about how old were you when you let's stick with D'Angelo. How old were you when you discovered Voodoo?
It's crazy. I was when it came out, I was 6 years old, and my brother actually had the burnt CD, and I kind of snuck and took it from him and played it. And the song I used to play all the time is "Send It On." I played "Send It On" all the time when I was 6, and then I rediscovered it in high school, and it was going from there. Yeah.
I see the vast majority of the crowd tonight, by the way, has got the exact same records in their collection. And Miles, I've heard you speak about intentionality and cohesion, and when it comes to the space where Cosmic Roots records. So I'm curious, when you have that much locked down, you have that ready to go, again, kind of getting back to the spirit of improvisation, I feel like this almost runs counter to having everything like just so. How does improvisation to you strike in the dynamic of this group?
Well, for me, how improvisation strikes, one, we have to improv pretty much every time we step out of our house, right? So we're playing the changes of life. So every time we're hit with some new chords of life and we have to play along to whatever that is, I feel like most of us here can relate, whether you play an instrument or not. You go outside and there's a ticket on your car. Now you got to deal with, you know what I mean? Now you have to play those changes. So, so for me, I feel like really with this group is the biggest thing I feel like when it comes to improv in a musical sense is, shouts out the rhythm section. So again, Keenan, Jay, Joey, there's this level of support that I can go into a realm that it's hard to go to by myself without my brothers. So so for me, that connection is really important. And I feel like in order to successfully improv I feel like at a place that's beyond what you thought was possible, I think you need somewhat of a support system and some consistency beneath you in order for you to go into those realms. So support is the biggest one.
And Patrick, so as the relative newbie to the band, tell me a little bit about the secret origin of how you got into Cosmic Roots, and how you're growing and how you're fitting in.
Yeah, so hi guys, I'm Patrick. I started playing with them. I remember it was for Keenan's uncle's, your grandpa. Yes, your 70th birthday. And it was pretty fun. We played a lot of covers. Then I started playing more with them to fill in for Joey here, because we're all working musicians. We all have different obligations and stuff. So, I had big shoes to fill over here. And, eventually just started playing full-time with these guys, and it's just been a lot of fun.
Well, I'm always curious about, any band's perspective of the Sacramento scene. And I know I touched on this a little bit the last time we were here with the Lab Rats, so I'll ask the same of you all. What is it about what the city, the climate for arts in the city, what is it doing well? Where could it kind of, use some tweaks? And what would you like to see in the next, 3 to 5 years of continuing to grow and continuing to see people support what you do and what your colleagues do? Keenan, you look like you have a very you are preparing an answer.
Preparing to answer in the right way. What I can say is support your local artists, right? The ones you actually know. That's a big bar. The ones you actually know. And give other groups that you don't hear a lot a chance. Because there's a lot of the same stuff going on. And I'm there for it. I support it. But there's a lot of other guys out here that's willing to show their talents and show their music and want their music to be heard. So, just seek out other genres, other people. There's a lot of music going on right here. And so just don't be like, oh, there's just going on right here. Keep going, seeing stuff, listen to underground artists, all that. That's what I can say to support Sacramento artists right now. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Anybody have any advice for like the best ways to do that? Like, I'm sorry for drilling into this, but like I feel like the more information about like where you'd recommend we go, like we just drop in on a show that we know nothing about, or just like look up because because bands are everywhere.
Yeah. So I'll say one for me, what I experienced was Torch Club Sunday nights, Lab Rats. I come to the jam sessions. I talk to people. Right? There's a big difference from coming, and there's a big difference from talking to people. Talk to people. See what people are doing. Shout out to Jimmy Tour, too. He has a session tonight. Talk to people. You never know what people got going on. If you're a musician, you want to play, talk to people. Let these people know that you're playing. Come up here and come play. Practice. Show your musicianship. From there on, I can vouch for it. You will get gigs. Things will go up from you. So I would just say talk to people, learn what's going on, learn what new music is out here, you know what I'm saying? And then follow it, add it, download it, pay for it, you know what I mean? Because there's artists that's working hard to put this music out here and their money, you know what I'm saying? So just support any way you can, but just talk to the artists, you know?
Jay, I'll ask you this. Since you've become a band and you've gotten to the place where you're at, I'd like to know about any kind of like particular large struggle that you had to overcome with this group, or like as a group or individually or anything like that. What's been a bigger hurdle for Cosmic Roots that either you didn't see coming or you knew you were going to have to face at some point or another?
I feel like one that we knew we kind of had to face as a point to what Patrick was saying about us being true working musicians. Like, even to the point where at any given time, any of us could be playing with like 3-4 different people, whether we're subbing in, whether we're playing at church or we have a rehearsal. So I think the biggest hurdle that we not necessarily had to really overcome, because the communication within our group is just so upfront and tight, is just scheduling. Making sure everybody can make a rehearsal, making sure we at least have like a critical mass, whether we're going to a show or showing up somewhere, scheduling. That's the biggest thing.
We're about 10 minutes out from you all performing in front of this crowd. How are you feeling? What's going through your minds? Like this time, like this show in particular, but any show. Like what's happening 5-10 minutes before you get on stage? Where's your head at?
It's anticipation. Once you get into a certain state of mind where you're ready to do the thing, if you're not doing the thing that you're preparing for, it just creates all this other unnecessary stuff that can easily get into your head. And so, for us, for me, I just try to just stay calm, just stay centered, keep the main thing, as my football team would say, just really be grateful that even in this climate that I can make music with my brothers, make music that people want to listen to, make music that people need to listen to, and make music that people can feel, especially in these times. So, yeah.
I just want to second and double down on what Joey said, because that anticipation sometimes can be crazy, especially the longer, the longer it takes to get on stage, you know what I'm saying, whether it be a late night show or whatever, it could just be the build up. You're just like waiting, just like, I want to get these songs out the way, let's get it done, like, you know. So sometimes you could maybe psych yourself out, you know. You just got to just stay calm, stay level. And like Joey said, like we're playing music and we're doing it as brothers. Like it doesn't get any better than that. So just keep that in mind as well. So
Only reason why I said got excited for that part is because every time when we're in a green room or something like that, my guy Joy is like, man, the anticipation. And we can all agree it's like, you know, it's like, dang, it's the anticipation for us. So like that was the biggest question. It was like, you know, yeah, that's what's going through our heads. We're ready to play.
They're ready to play. Torch Club, you ready to hear it? You ready to hear the Cosmic Roots? One more time from Miles Taylor, to Patrick Hennian, Joey Archie, Keenan Jackson, Jay Myers, Xavier, Cosmic Roots. And with that, we have about 10 more minutes. Please feel free to get another drink, enjoy yourselves.